Is this major wholesaling state going to make wholesale real estate illegal? What's up YouTube, Biz Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss another state which potentially may ban wholesaling real estate or require a license in order to wholesale real estate. Now, this state is a state that a lot of wholesalers go to, whether they're wholesaling virtually to the state or they're in person. In today's video, I'm going to break down an article from the city just talking about why wholesaling real estate should be banned. So this is not officially from like the courthouse or anything like that, but I'm seeing more and more articles, more and more videos about this particular state, especially this particular big city in this state. With wholesaling real estate, there's bound to be more regulation, more laws, more licensing requirements in order for you to wholesale real estate. And so I'm just here to break it down, just to keep you all aware of what's happening in this industry. I never would say don't do wholesaling real estate because your state requires a license or because there's laws. You just work around it. You just get a license, or you just abide by the laws in your state. And it's still one of the best business to get started in real estate is wholesaling, whether you have to pay maybe $100 to get a license. I still highly recommend it, even with these new regulations and laws coming into this industry. Now, let's head right into the computer and let's go over this article together. All right, you all, so this is the head of the article. It says the Augusta Press. If you all know which state this is, you know which city the state is in, and you already know Augusta, and it's Augusta, Georgia. So this column says real estate wholesaling needs to be outlawed. You hear that? Like, that's pretty bold. That's a pretty bold statement, right? Like saying outright, like not even, hey, you need a license to do this. Like, this should be outlawed, right? Nothing like that. So let's continue on reading. So right here, they say South Carolina has outlawed real estate wholesaling. Now, when I first read that, I was like, I don't think that's true. And then I looked on South Carolina laws in their courthouse. I'm not seeing any laws about that, but they say recently that happened. I'm still unclear. Right now, what I'm seeing is still 100% legal. I still see companies pop up when I look for Buy My House, South Carolina, or Charleston, South Carolina, or something like that. I know they have this other law that came out, like just making sure you're as transparent as you possibly can be with the seller, with the buyers, but I still don't see any licensing requirements or it being illegal. So I don't know where they're getting this from. Correct me if I'm wrong or anything like that down below. But they say, and it's time for the Georgia General Assembly to follow suit and issue new regulations to protect the public from unfair trade practices. Well, here's the saying to put regulations, not to outlaw it completely. So, okay, let's continue. One point of clarity: in Georgia, the Real Estate Commission does not exist to protect the public, professional, or real estate industry, okay? Its role is to administer the state license laws. A change at the Georgia General Assembly level is the only way to solve the problem, as the Real Estate Commission can do nothing except enforce the law. So I think here they're just saying, hey, their responsibility, the Georgia General Assembly, is not to protect the well-being of people, but just make licensing laws, make things requiring like occupations or different things require a license in order to do it. But even if they do have those laws, they can't really enforce it that well. And that's what I'm reading from it. So yeah, let's continue. Wholesaling has grown in popularity in recent years. Putting property under contract, blase. For the process to work, wholesalers must get a good enough buy to make a margin, as being an unlicensed middleman, often taking advantage of both the buyer and seller. This first part was right. Yes, we have to get it at a good enough price, right? In order to make a margin, just like any other middle person, middleman, but often take advantage of both the buyers and sellers. Well, the majority of wholesalers, we're out to make money. Yes, that's true. But we're not trying to rip people off. And, we do consider what's best for the buyer, and the buyer's not going to get taken advantage of. Honestly, investors are just like us. They're not going to be taken advantage of. They're not going to buy a deal and they know for sure it's not going to make them money. And sellers. So at its core, wholesalers market properties for sale of which they are not legal owners. Yes, that's true. The South Carolina Real Estate Commission ruled recently stated the following. The commission has interpreted that the advertising of real property, so this from South Carolina, belonging to another with the expectation of compensations falls under the statutory definition of broker and requires licensure. If unlicensed individuals are advertising these properties, real property interests publicly, advertising these real property interests publicly with the exception of compensation, with the expectation, the commission has directed that cease and desist orders be issued against those individuals to stop them from engaging unlicensed practice. So this is from South Carolina. This article is saying, they have it in quotes, so maybe it is something official, but here they're saying that South Carolina is saying, hey, what these people are doing, and it even says real property interests, not just like someone who owns a property, but even if they have interest in a property, they are technically still a broker and need a license for that, right? Because most states, they're all like, okay, if you have interest in it, yes, you can market it, but you don't have to be licensed to do that, right? If you're clear that you don't say that you are the owner or anything like that. So South Carolina's stance is very clear and concise. Wholesaling violates the law. There's a stark difference in someone assigning a contract versus wholesaling. What? Maybe this person is not 100% clear of what we're doing. Okay. Contract assignments normally involve the purchaser, okay, marketing the property for sale to another party. Most assignments occur to a related party or entity the purchaser has an interest in. What do you all think of that? So here, to me, they're saying that wholesaling is one thing, but contract assignments normally involve the purchaser marketing the property for sale to another party. Okay, yeah. Most assignments occur to a related party or entity the purchaser has an interest in. So maybe they're saying that usually wholesaling, the middleman knows the buyer. Let's say I put Sally's house under contract and I'm just doing that so I can give it to my mom so she can buy the house. That's what it's saying, because they're saying they're either related party or entity the purchaser has an interest in. I don't know. Wholesaling and assigning contracts are essentially the same thing to me. Here's how you can avoid getting taken advantage of by a wholesaler. Use a licensed realtor to help you sell your property. Hey, if it's a better opportunity and you make more money to list it on the market and time is not an issue for you, yes, do that. Get your money. If you engage in for sale by owner, have a lawyer review or assist you with the purchase contract, okay. Sure that contract is not assignable. The only exception is if the contract is to be assigned to an entity which purchaser owns or owns a large enough percentage of. Oh, so I guess so I guess this is saying what this difference was, right? With the assigning, that the assigning is essentially, maybe I'm selling it to my LLC, right? I put a property under contract, it's assignable, and I assign it to my LLC. Okay, make sure your purchase agreement states somewhere that the purchaser may not market property for sale or offer for purchase any capacity, both privately or publicly. Well, we do advertise the assignable contract. That's what we usually do. Earnest money, make sure there's sufficient earnest money. Okay, I kind of agree with that. Never allow the purchasers to pick who the holder of the earnest money is unless it is a third-party entity. Do not let the purchaser lawyer hold. Okay. So this is what Georgia thinks. Let me know what you all think. I think, there's just a lot of things in this article to me that seems a little bit like the author doesn't know exactly what wholesaling is and trying to make sense of it, or even know exactly the laws around the country, because South Carolina, maybe they did recently do this law because this was published on June 13th, or maybe over the past month or so. South Carolina did issue something, but that I'm not aware of. But I just think it's interesting that, you know, they have this information and they want to totally outlaw wholesaling real estate. So let me know what you all think. I think this article is really out there, because usually I read these articles and it's just saying, hey, we want licensing requirements or we want transparency, which I agree with in certain circumstances. But here they're just saying, make it illegal. Just go work with real estate agents. You know, so it's like, okay, interesting. But let me know what you all think down below. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know. I know Atlanta has some laws around wholesaling too, where you have to be pretty transparent, or like there's certain types of properties you can't wholesale. I have to review that again, but I know Atlanta, they're coming out with some laws in the city of Atlanta itself, not the whole Georgia state. But let me know what you all think. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later.